Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Hope everyone's having a great morning and a great trading session so far. Turn my fan off. News this morning, we have 9 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. low impact news. Ah, man. Good morning, Amelia. How are you this morning? Good morning. What have I missed? What have I missed? That's too far, actually. Nothing much over here. How was your trading this morning? You missed a lot of good trades. That's about it. It happens. It happens. I was literally gonna get into that, but the delta was positive. I'm still battling. I did all the conversion and everything, but I didn't quite finish the analysis the way I want. Like I still don't really know which one I want between up down tick and bid ask right now. If this was on up down tick, I would have taken that, but bid ask, it was a negative delta or positive delta. But that was a really nice push, and that's what I was looking for. But yeah, the hard part is over, but it's not all the way done yet. No trades yet. You missed your pre-market trade. Got you. I know I was briefly looking over what happened this week. Well, not yesterday, since yesterday the data was messed up. It's like I don't count that day because it's not like I can do anything about it, you know? Oh no. Get me out. I got out because the point of control's neutral. That was my TP too. Point of control is neutral on the bid ask, so I got out. But yeah, the hard part is done, but now it's just about like just trying to figure out, like I said, what I like, what I don't like. And that's probably the hardest part. Trenches, you motherfucker. I'm not finna be dealing with you today. Nope, I'm not. Why do you play so much? Good morning, Trenches. How are you? Ain't he rude? Good morning, Trenches. I missed you too, honey. You're funny. Ay, ay, ay. Why? Why? Just why? Why? Yes, sir. I still trade. I do. Listen, that took a lot out of me doing this whole rearrangement of 1,800 trades. It took a lot out of me. I'm not going to lie. I did everything in phases so that I wouldn't get just completely irritated, I guess you could say. Man, I was still irritated, but yeah, it took a lot out of me, I'm not gonna lie. It really did. Um yeah, it took me 35 working hours to do it. And I was gonna come back yesterday. I was gonna trade, but like I still haven't completely finished everything I want to finish. But anyway, yeah, it just was a lot, honestly. And now I'm here. I kind of like rearranged my analysis sheet a little bit to where, because before it would be like, all right, point of controls in the body with no level, point of controls in the body with like a same level, meaning buying at support, point of controls in the body with an opposite level, buying at resistance. And then I did everything for the wick as well. But this time I did the body and the wick right under each other with no level, and then all the plus levels were underneath it, just so I can see everything cleanly. Like, what does this look like if nothing's attached to it? And I think it helped, but like I said, I'm just not done because I genuinely don't feel like looking at it at the moment. But I will. With the trend. Good morning, Diego. How are you this morning? Yesterday was a dud. Yeah, when I looked on Monday and Tuesday, I was like, there's not very many reversal bars in this session. Guess I didn't miss much. Close 63. Something but you know I don't brag, but my trading partners cleaned out my personal. I left 2K in there. I made my first. Oh, shut the front door. Congratulations, Amelia. That is so dope. I love it. I absolutely love it. Tell us the reasoning behind leaving 2K in there. And then how much do you typically risk per trade? Between the freeze and FOMC meeting, talking about politics, I could have had my laptop closed all day. I'm weak. I know, like when I was about to get on yesterday and I saw that people were talking about how Tradeovate was messed up, I was like, I guess that just means I'm not supposed to be trading today. And I lay back down. I think I slept till like 11 something. And I genuinely was like, all right, I'm going to get up, really go through these sheets, analyze everything. But thankfully, I had already, for the most part, completed my cheat sheet to go into yesterday. It wasn't completely done like the way I wanted it to be, but it was just kind of like a rough draft. So this morning, I like finished the little very, very rough draft. And yeah, now we're here. Great. Something was supposed to, oh. But yeah, everything's still just like super rough draft, and I'm okay with it. When you spend that much time doing something, it's like, bro, I don't feel like finishing this. Just the honest truth. All right, hold on, because I think. All right, yeah, I am going back to up down tick, I think, for the rest of this session. Up down tick on that buy, the point of control is neutral. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out which one I like best. I genuinely don't know, but I think that's gonna be my best bet? Question mark. Whenever it's too much in January since it's all, yeah, I got you. Problem losing 20K problem, especially in January. I feel that. Good morning, Applejacks. How are you this morning? Work is kicking your butt today / this week. Aw. Well, the week is almost over. So hopefully everything starts to get better. So that next week, you don't deal with the same shit. Low account balance and let it build a bit, but I do pay myself at the end of the month. That makes sense. See ya, Applejacks. 900 to pay, done for the day. Don't want to risk my green. Period. I love it. Gold right now is like in Cuba on some heavy drugs. Good morning, Janelle. How are you this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Top tick your target just now. Ooh, you can burn out real quick. Absolutely. And that is exactly what I was experiencing. Like, legit, I'm not kidding you guys. All 3 of my best friends have called me this week, and I haven't returned not one of the phone calls. One called on Monday, the other called Tuesday, and the other called last night. Haven't even texted them back. Like, I am mentally exhausted. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my goodness, Janelle. You're still eating good off of gold and silver. Yeah, some of the other streamers have been bandwagon in gold and silver. So in the process of me doing all of this conversion that I was doing since Friday, during their streams, they'll switch over to gold and silver and stuff. And 2, 3, 4. So that's about the only way I've kind of known what's been going on. But yeah, I'm going to switch to up down tick for the rest of the session because I don't like how, so on the 2 trades that I took, right? The one I got out of execute. Wait, is it on? No, it's not. The one I got out of here was because on bid ask, the point of control was neutral. We went to my target. I would have gotten a little bit of drawdown, but this wouldn't have hit my stop loss. Up down tick, it was fine. It wasn't a neutral point of control. But then you come to this trade that I took, and the point of control was fine on bid ask, but it was neutral on up down tick. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with up down tick. I still just don't know, but for at least the rest of this session, that's what I'm gonna do. hate when they don't agree, but I'm not going to be looking at both of them to see when they agree and when they don't. I'm just going to have to, there's just going to be times where I'm going to lose because I'm stuck to one, and it just is what it is. And it is what it is. I'm cool with it. All right, I got to stop for news. Silver's like NQ gold, really, really heavy truck. Took over 3K just on, ooh, nice, nice, nice. Gold, maybe even overnight. Nice trade, Janelle. How long were you in the trade for? Let me go get some water real quick, guys. I didn't eat a whole lot yesterday, so drinking water right now is probably actually not a good thing. It's gonna make me sick. Oh yeah, that's gonna make me sick. Oh, you know what? I can't use up down tick. I literally made these rules because of bid ash, so I gotta stick with this. Good morning, Pred. How are you this morning? Oh god, less than 5 to 10 minute trade. Nice. Gold during New York session is insane. We'll trade Tuesday, I think, for over 3 hours, 13 minutes. Ooh. Afternoon, really late times that I don't usually trade. I got you. Pred, how's it going? Kidnapped a kid the other day and they say they see him out, they gonna put a, oh shit. Yeah, no, market definitely doesn't like it. We just dropped like crazy. Super crazy drop, and we're pretty extended. Is this the first? Yeah, so this is the first extended support level. So we're extended beyond yesterday's price action. Good morning, New. How are you this morning? Good morning, good morning. What was the factory orders, final wholesale inventories. Got it. Got it. Got it. Oh, that's not the trade I thought it was. That extended beyond where I thought it actually went. That became divergence. I thought I was trading a no interest reversal. Oh, well, it still worked out. Look at that drop. Look at that drop. But I didn't want to stay in it because that's not the trade I thought it was, which is fine. Gold margin at 2K right now on trade of 8. No more gold for me. Oh, yeah. So did that start? When did that start? Because I feel like we talked about that last week. I had got a email from them. And it was like, because you've traded metals recently. I'm like, who? Me? No, I haven't. Amazon is laying off 16K and UPS laying off. Yep. Yeah, I saw that. What a reversal. Look how far we just slid down. We just went up like freaking 70 something. What is it? 70 something points? Just about. Well, yeah, from the bottom all the way to the top. Pretty much 80 points almost. And then slid down 34 and a half. These hiring like crazy up here in our public train service doing an expansion over 5 miles. They're doing a mass hiring. Well, that's good. Maybe some people in your area will be able to transition to something else. 1K last week, but just now it's 2K. I got you. 5-minute ATR is 20 on gold. Damn. 78 points right now. 5-minute. Goodness gracious. was about to say, I'm trying to see if we can push past this lower high over here. All right, there we go. Really just trying to see if we're gonna switch back to a downtrend or what. It's what it's looking like it's trying to do. There we go. I don't really want to see an immediate rejection of it, but am I still trying to find $1 million? I feel it. Oh God. Hello? Why is there another order there? That would have hit my TP actually, but it was a late entry. I don't even know how the second one even got there. I'll have to go back and rewatch. Still haven't figured out how I can trade without the 1 bar pullback screwing me up, but I don't think it's anything I could do about it. I have to wait. Trying to find a good entry for Microsoft for long term. God dang it. I haven't looked at stocks in so long. This market is very irritating. True crimes lately. Yes, actually. So one of the days that I was doing all of this work, I was watching some of that stuff. I'll show you some of the ones that I watched. Let's see. Let me go to my history. So, camera, main monitor. Okay, not. Oh, duh. There. All right, so this one from Dr. Insanity, 4-year-old exposes his family's horrifying secret. Yeah, basically their dad shot their mom in front of them. And I think it was a 4-year-old, a 10-year-old, and maybe a 2 or 3, maybe 3, 4, and 10, something like that. And they told on him. What else? What is this one? Oh, yeah, not that one. I just be watching these random like body cam ones sometimes too. What else did I watch? Daughters lead police to mother's dead body. That's Dr. Insanity. Dr. Insanity, and I think it's called EWU Body Cam, are like my favorite ones. I didn't actually watch this one or this one either. This one was about some kids who I think pushed a log off of something, and a lady who was taking pictures got hit by the log and died. Oh, this one right here is crazy. Cops find missing teen's body in soldier's bedroom. That guy, the black dude, he has military experience, but he was also a cop, if I'm not mistaken. And basically, his stepson, he had 3 kids. One was not his. And And essentially, like the day that the little boy went missing, I think he might have been like 12, 13, some maybe 13, 14. The day he went missing was the same day I think they had went to court and the judge ordered for him to go with his mom to another state. And so this dude was talking about how, oh yeah, he went out the back door. I don't know what happened to him. Yeah, that was a crazy one. This is the EWU body cam I was talking about. This guy was drunk, hit the driver of a car who happened to be like a popular YouTuber. I think he had like over 500,000 subscribers or something like that. And the guy was like 4 minutes away from home. He had been gone. He did like YouTubes where he discovers like, well, not discovers, but he goes and explores typically like Native American type of land to like give it, I guess, the popularity it deserves. And he goes to different, like, I think he went to like caves and stuff like that too. But he had just finished one of his explorations and was 4 minutes away from home, and this guy hit him and had the nerve to only want him to stay alive so that when he got out of jail, he would be able to start a YouTube himself to talk about this stuff. It was the craziest thing ever. This actually is a good movie. If you guys have never seen it, Sins of a Mother, that is a good movie. It's basically about this grad student who gets kicked out of school and basically needs to go live with her mom. But her mom, she has a lot of trauma from the relationship with her mom because her mom used to be a drunk, basically. And so it's kind of about her, it's like her mom's redemption story, kind of, but also just her exploring that relationship, going through the process of forgiveness and stuff like that. Good morning, Paul. How are you this morning? Husband poisons wife shake. I haven't seen that one. I have some of those either. Yeah, you should watch them. I swear they are so good. They are so good. But yeah, this movie was actually pretty good. And it basically, like, because of how she grew up, she couldn't see her mom as the, person she is today kind of thing. And I think one of the things that kind of like burned her soul was the fact that like she didn't have a good childhood because of how much of a drunk her mom was. And I guess like her mom has a 5-year-old now. She's 25. Her sibling is 5. But her sibling, like I guess one of the first guys that Jill Scott had met at one of her first AA meetings, she got pregnant by him, basically. And so, her sister is basically still a representation of her mom's bad judgment and bad decisions based on alcohol and stuff like that. So, but it was a really, really good movie though. Really good. What else did I watch? Oh, these are two of my favorite movies. Did I watch anything else true crime related? I don't think so. Oh, this one was sad. 79-year-old with dementia realizes she's going to jail. This one was really, really sad. And basically, that lady hit her husband in the head with a hammer, but didn't remember it. Rightfully so. But they had to take her to jail because she had been just doing random stuff like that. And she thought he was an intruder. Like she genuinely didn't realize that was her husband. So after she got out of jail, they put her into a home. And I think she ended up dying like maybe 3 months later or something like that. But yeah. But it was pretty sad. Especially because like I had a great grandparent that had dementia, and watching somebody decline from that is pretty rough. Pretty rough. Just got his act. She is a good actress. She really, really is. And I that one just kind of like randomly popped up on the right side when I was watching, probably when I was watching Why Did I Get Married? I think it was just sitting there and I was like, I never seen this movie before. So I was curious and I watched and I was like, this is actually pretty good. And the girl who plays her daughter, she did a damn good job. Like, she did such a great job, like, with how she expressed her resentment and her anger. Like, she was just she was a ball of emotions all the time. And one thing that really bothered her was her mom continued to call her by her birth name, even though basically her birth name was Lachey, but she went by Shay, in her adult life because she didn't want to be tied to a name with so much trauma. And her mother just kept calling her Lachey and it pissed her off so bad. And she did such a good job. Like every single time she's like, it's Shay. But I feel it though. It was a good movie. It was. Especially when they don't have children to help care for them, I swear. And so with that older lady, the lady with dementia, her son, like a lot of times when her son would try to go over there to help his dad, she would like try to hit him because she doesn't recognize him and she thinks that he's trying to take her away from her husband. And it was, yeah, that one was crazy. The lab. That one was crazy. All right, I think yeah, what I'm definitely gonna have to do is switch this back to up down tick. I know why I chose bid ask, but I can't trade with bid ask. It just doesn't do a good job of capturing the right things. At all, actually. And I have to remind myself, like, I don't need it to be perfect. I don't even want it to be perfect. But I'm trying to write the rule. I'm trying to figure out which one is going to be best for long term. And I think that because of the way I look at the volume down here, I don't really need bid ask. And true auction theory doesn't really care about who's aggressive. It's about who won. That's it. It's not about intent. It's not about none of that. It's just about who won the auction, right? So I think that bid ask just takes away a little bit too much for my liking. And then what I'm also going to have to do is, so like on my analysis sheets, it does a pretty good job of like clustering things. And so I just need to identify for each of the setups which one or two volume combos down here encapsulates the most trades and not care about the other two or three, because there's 4 different combos there can be. Because for instance, I'll show you how it's organized. Let me find a really good example. Probably be divergence, actually. That's the best example. Okay, here's a really great example, actually. All right, so this looks like a bunch of scribble, but if I zoom out, you can see this represents like the 4 different volume combos that can happen on a trade based on like what's happening down here, right? But you see how like there's very little trades up here, very little trades here, very little trades here. All of the trades happen with this combo here, right? And so usually what happens is this is the best combo to trade. And maybe if like the entry bar is touching a level or something, it might end up falling into one of these 3 categories. But I just need to focus on, all right, when this setup happens, this is the volume combo that needs to show up there, and this is what the point of control needs to be. It's that simple. I think that if I do that, because I in my brain I have to remember, like, I'm not looking for perfection, number one. I also have to remember that for the most part I'm trading basically like three different types of pullbacks, which one of them I might get rid of, and three different types of divergence. Between those six different types of setups, if I just choose the one or two combos that work the best and not worry about anything else that pops up, I'm gonna get enough setups. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to encapsulate every single option. I just need to figure out which one sets up the most, because the little small nuances, that doesn't really matter. So I think with this, let me see, there's probably like maybe like I would say a month's worth of data, right, for this data set, this analysis set. So after 20 days of data, if the majority of the trades fall in this one out of four sections, it's no point in trying to force things to work for the other ones. If that makes sense. Good morning, Paul. How are you this morning? And so that's really what I'm going to spend today doing. Honestly, is just figure out which is best and leave the rest for something else, because it don't really matter. So I'm probably not even going to journal today's session, because I have more than enough data to know, like, to go over everything. And then maybe also that will help me to figure out which of the order flow settings is going to be best. But like I said, I really think that it's up down tick, because I can typically see, like, if there's some kind of trap that's going to happen, like the trap will show on bid ask but won't show on up down tick. I don't like this. There's so much volume in this push down, and then there's so little volume on the push up. I pretty much knew that was a trap. I looked to the left, bid ask, the point of controls in the body, and the sellers are in control. That's just typically what happens with this particular volume combo. So I don't feel like I need bid ask to tell me that. I think that what's most important is seeing the order flow result more than anything else. And so I think that's what I'm probably going to stick to, but we'll see. But yeah, overall, I don't even really care about today. I did not take 5 trades. I only took a couple trades, but there was some double entries in there. So I'm just down $130 per account, besides the one that's $170, and I don't really know why that one is much more. But yeah, my focus today is to work on that stuff so that tomorrow I can go in with a little bit more clarity. Like I said, after I finished everything 2 days ago, yesterday, I really didn't want to look at this stuff. And this morning, I kind of didn't want to either. So it was just like, let's just go in with a super duper rough draft, and whatever happens, happens. And that's kind of where I was at with it. And I was 100% okay with that. But even with the trades that I took, if I was on up down tick, I wouldn't have taken the one trade that I ended up losing, because it was a neutral point of control. And that's what I think matters most, but I'm not sure all the way. More money. I have to close this before I lose it all. Girl, close that god dang on chart. But yeah, that's it for me, you guys. I'm going to actually spend my mental energy going through this with a fine-tooth comb. The other thing that I did really well was like separate the different levels. So I know based on color scheme, if the entry bar was touching VWAP or one of its bands, if it's touching one of these rotation levels, if it's touching like this little level here, if it's touching OHLC. So I can see when those things will likely change the outcome of the trade. But my goal is to figure out if there could be a rule set where even if price is touching a level, as long as it's not rotating it, like if it just comes up and touches it, that I can keep the same general rules for the trade. That's the goal. But if not, that's fine too. But I just want this to be as simple as possible. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. And hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. YM is still going like that? I'm about to go look right now. Oh, well, if you go to the right. Hello? Oh, 25. Child, I'm slow. Oh yeah, that's on a tear. Insane. 146 on that bar. Oh yeah, my ATR is on 1, just so I can see what the range of each bar is. That's crazy. What? On your 7-second chart? That's crazy. That's a lot for ES. Yeah, this market it's moving, and it's nice because, especially because like I said, on Monday and Tuesday I looked and I'm like, this was it. What the hell? But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, you guys. I have a lot of mental energy to exhaust on this, but I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in after my little break. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.